Look, I thought there was a lot of entertainment in the game, a lot of great tries scored, and I thought Namibia did some great stuff too. So particularly for us, the second half was the game that we enjoyed most. The first half probably didn't turn up with the right attitude and allowed Namibia to partake a lot more than they should have. That's not being disrespectful to Namibia, but we sorted out that at half-time and came out with a bit more direction and understanding what we wanted to do and played pretty well. I thought Geordie Barrett, coming in at first five, played outstandingly well. And how could you not mention the try at the end? It was a special one. I think it even got me out of my seat, so not too many things do that.
Thank you. First question at the back there.
Steve, you talk about the attitude. You obviously gave them a little bit of a tune-up after that Perth game. You said the same thing, that they didn't show up with the right attitude then. Is there a lot of disappointment that you're having to readjust attitude at this stage of this tournament?
I thought we turned up with the attitude against South Africa was pretty good. Is that? Oh, well, yeah, okay. That wasn't the first game. Look, I think when you have a short turnaround, like 4 days, you have to have 2 pretty soft training runs from a physical point of view, then it's pretty easy to turn up not quite mentally right. And that's one of the biggest challenges in sport, and particularly when you know you're going to play an opposition that, and again, I'm not being disrespectful here, that you should beat. So players and coaches and management can get a little bit lost in their mental preparation, for the want of a better word. And, when the opposition, which happens every time, we play somebody, are right up for the game, then, it can look ugly and messy, and that's what happened in the first half. We were a little bit off the pace, our breakdown work was poor, there was no urgency to get the job done. So I don't think it's a major issue. I think it's just something that happens in sport, and it's a good reminder to all of us that every time you play, you have to get yourself mentally in the right headspace to be able to go out and perform to the level you want to perform at.
Thank you. Front row on the left.
Steve, like you said, a pretty good performance from Geordie out there tonight, and also TJ when he moved into the role later in the game. What in particular did you like about what they did, and also how was Geordie feeling, both physically and mentally, after the game?
We'll start with the last 2 questions. How's he feeling? He's pretty elated, I think, because he's had another 80 minutes in the All Black jersey, and the more minutes young players like he can have in that jersey, they lap it up. I think he's pretty excited too and happy with how he played. He did the job that both Ian and I wanted him to do, and the team needed him to do. He drove the team around the park, and once we started to deliver some go-forward ball, he was very, very good. His goal kicking after the first 2 misses was pretty immaculate. And we all know he's not a first 5'8", and I don't know how many tests he'll play there, because after this tournament I'm not going to be in charge, but it's certainly not his #1 position. So to be able to come out and play like he did, he should be really, really excited and fulfilled and proud.
Thank you. Seats at the back in the red shirt, please. Back row. Thank you.
ヘッドコーチに伺いたいんですが、レタリック選手の交代が前半30分という早いタイミングだったかなと思うんですが、その理由と、あとハーフタイムのドレッシングルームの中でどんな指示を出したのかっていうのを教えてください。
Now the old 2 questions in one. First question, Brodie come off at 30 minutes because he hasn't played for so long, and the plan is to give him 30 and then 60. and then hopefully if we're in the quarterfinals, he'll get to play a bit longer if selected. What did I say at half-time? Well, we just talked about making sure we got our heads in the right space and simplified the game a little bit, carry hard and clean out and hold on to the ball.
Thank you. Next one here, standing up.
Everyone's talking about the experience and the atmosphere in Japan. I know you're all focused on the job, but how cool is it, the experience so far?
Yeah, the experience has been pretty awesome. I think the people of Japan have been unreal for us. They've been so welcoming, and it's pretty cool, pretty humbling to walk down the street and see All Black jerseys, you know, worn by locals, but also seeing Kiwis there that are here to support us too. So it's awesome having that support here away from home.
Steve, amongst a very good performance in the second half, we saw a couple of yellow cards. I just wondered what your view was on them, and are there any concerns just around the very tight lines that exist in the game at the moment in that area?
Look, I think the 2 yellow cards were fair under the guidelines that we've got, but it is tough. Like when a player's falling like that and you're committed, there's going to be times when you know, you make connection, and I'm not sure how you can avoid that, because if you don't use your arms, then you're going to get done for a no-arms tackle. So it's very difficult, and I think that's why they've allowed the mitigating circumstances, and it only becomes a yellow card. But you know, it is difficult at the moment, and the powers that be are asking you know, for us to tidy it up, and I think each team is doing their best, but there'll be circumstances that are just about unavoidable, and unfortunately that's just where our game is at the moment.
Thank you. Front row here. Next one there.
Guys, if we could just go back to that try at the end, which is, you know, amazing moment. Is that the kind of rugby that you like to watch? Amazing skills on show.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. We just talked in the huddle about making sure that we finished the game strong, and TJ was pretty excited. He's like, yep, if there's an opportunity, let's really go for it. And then obviously a couple of halfbacks linked up, and I'm not sure how he got it down, but it was pretty impressive.
Well, I think it was probably our fault as coaches, because we put 2 9s on together, so mayhem was always going to happen, wasn't it? But it's I actually take my hat off to them. I thought they you know, TJ actually made some really good decisions in that little thing, and Brad you know, provided a little special moment with that pass. So it was just obviously the scoreboard enabled them to express themselves the way they wanted, and we got away with it.
Okay, we have time for 2 more before the mix zone opens. One here, and then the last one in the middle there.
Can you ever see a time when Namibia or a team such as Namibia will be able to compete with the All Blacks for more than 30 minutes?
Look, that's a really difficult question to be able to answer. You know, I don't know what the structure, the development structure is from Namibia rugby. I don't know what the interrelationship is between South Africa and Namibia. So, yeah, there's no doubt there'll be some talented young kids in that country that want to play the game, and that, you know, for them to become a greater force, then they have to make sure that that talent is growing and given the opportunity. And you know, but it's a tough economic part of the world. So I would imagine anybody that is a pretty good player may either move to South Africa or even move to the Northern Hemisphere clubs, and they seem to make it very difficult for players to be able to come and play for any team other than England. So yeah, I'm not sure. I can't answer it.
Okay, final question in the middle. Thank you.
すいません、ちょっと気が早いかもしれませんけども、現実的に日本が快進撃を続けているので、決勝トーナメントでニュージーランドと対戦する可能性があると思います。で、現状の日本の快進撃についての感想と、あと日本とどのように戦うことを想定するか教えてください。
Do you want me to answer that, or okay? Well, Japan are playing very, very good rugby. They're exciting to watch. Their crowd's right behind them. I haven't thought about them playing the All Blacks because I think that would be remiss of me to be looking too far ahead, and that's not how we operate. We just look one game at a time. But as you say, we could possibly play them or Ireland or Scotland. All three still alive. But once we find that out, then we'll have a good look at them. Be a heck of a game from a crowd point of view, because all those great Japanese supporters that seem to get behind us probably might flip over and put on a red and white jersey. So it'd be good if they were on the other side of the draw from that point of view. But, you know, look, we look forward to playing whoever it is because that means we're in the quarterfinal. And you can't win this tournament if you're not in it, so looking forward to it. But I am really enjoying the fact that Japan are having a great tournament because it's great for rugby in this country. And one of the side products of this tournament outside of finding, you know, a world champion is to promote the game. And the more we can promote it, the more people will play it. And, you know, hopefully the game's bigger than all of us and, you know, we want people playing it and enjoying it and having fun doing it. So long may they play well.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. Mix zone will be open in a couple of minutes' time.
Thank you. Thank you.